Firstly, let's talk about gaining access to your car. The doors and boot can be opened or closed using either the traditional physical key fob or a Bluetooth key via the Mazda 6e app. The key fob has 4 buttons: the unlock, lock, the liftgate button, which, with a double press, opens or closes the boot, and the find car button. When the key is within range, pressing this button activates the hazard warning lights and sounds the horn, which makes locating your Mazda 6e in a crowded car park really easy. The majority of the time, you won't need to use your key, as the Mazda 6e also has smart keyless entry that recognises the key fob or Bluetooth key as you approach the car. The mirrors will unfold, the flush door handles extend automatically and the doors unlock, and along with this, a distinctive light signature will greet you. The handles don't stay extended indefinitely. They'll retract after about 35 seconds, even if the car remains unlocked. To extend them again, you can simply press the unlock button on the key, or in the Mazda 6e app, or press the front edge of the door handle. Once the drive has finished and the car is in park, to lock the car, simply close the door and walk away. The mirrors will fold, the door handles will retract, and the reverse of the distinctive light signature visually confirms your Mazda 6e is secure. Your ideal driving position balances maximum comfort with precise control and safety. So, before even taking a seat, empty your back pockets of bulky items like wallets or phones to prevent misalignment of your spine. Then, once inside, you can use the physical controls on the side of the seat to make any necessary adjustments. Alternatively, the seat position can be adjusted and saved using the centre touchscreen display. All you need to do is select the vehicle centre icon, select cabin, and select seat adjustment. From here, you can adjust the position of the backrest, adjust the height of the seat, adjust the seat sliding forwards and backwards position, or adjust the thigh support level. In this instance, I'm going to be using the physical controls on the side of the seat. First, you should adjust the backrest to an angle that avoids having to crane your neck, which can lead to shoulder fatigue. Then, making sure you have enough headroom, adjust the seat height so that your eyes are positioned in the top third of the windscreen, giving you maximum forward and downward visibility. Then, we need to position the seat base until you can fully press the brake pedal to the floor whilst maintaining a slight bend in the knee. And finally, we'll adjust the thigh support so that each drive is as comfortable as it can be. When I'm finished, I would tap save, and that would set my preferred driving position. Also on this screen, we have seat easy access, and turning this on will make sure the seat drops backwards and pulls forwards when you're exiting and entering the vehicle. Once you finish driving and you open the door, the seat will drop back to allow an easy exit. Then, when you get back in and sit in the seat, the car will pull back into your preferred seating position, ready for your next drive. To adjust the height and reach of the steering wheel, pull the adjustment lever downwards to unlock the steering column mechanism. Place your hands at the 9 and 3 o'clock positions and begin to adjust the wheel. There should be a slight bend in the elbow, and the steering wheel should be about 25 centimeters away from your chest to allow safe airbag deployment. Once the instrument cluster is clearly visible within the display, pull the lever back up to lock the steering wheel into the preferred position. So, having now established your ideal driving position, you may need to adjust both the interior rearview mirror and your external rearview mirrors. To adjust the external mirrors, simply tap the vehicle center icon on the menu bar, cabin, and now we're going to select mirror adjustment. Selecting the left or the right mirror, you then adjust the mirror settings by using the right hand side of the steering wheel, using the up, down, left and right to adjust the angle of the mirror. Now we'll do the left mirror and do the same. Up, down, left and right. Once you're happy with your mirror positions on both sides, you just need to hit Save Driving Position. To exit out of this screen, tap the X in the top left-hand corner. Next, we can set the reversing assistant for rear view mirrors, so the ideal position can be found every time you put the car into reverse. To do this, turn it on, put your foot firmly on the brake, and select reverse by selecting the gear shift lever upwards. Along the top of the screen, you can see a familiar mirror adjustment icon, which will open up the menu settings to select a mirror. Now, you can adjust the left-hand mirror and right-hand mirror, again using the right-hand side of the steering wheel, and adjust to the desired reverse position. Once you're done, tap Park on the end of the stalk, and this will automatically save. So the next time you go into reverse, you know your mirrors will be perfectly positioned. As you can see, there are a number of functional steering wheel controls, and I'm going to talk you through what each one of them does. We'll come on to selecting gears later, but when in drive, another pull down on the gear selector stalk will engage cruise control. Then, once active, on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, the plus and minus buttons help to control your speed when you're using either Mazda radar cruise control or cruising and traffic support. Pressing the one to the right adjusts the distance between yourself and the vehicle in front. Pressing the button on the left, the drive mode button, will toggle between these modes, and we have normal, sport and individual. Pressing the button in the middle, the 360 camera, will enable all of the cameras to appear on the large centre screen. Another press of this button closes the system. The two star buttons located in the bottom left-hand corner can be programmed with your preferred shortcuts, such as front wiper speed, the steering wheel heater, front window defroster, and many other functions. To set this up, all you need to do is press and hold the star button of the one you want to program, and the customization menu will appear on the home screen of the center display. Then, select the function you want to link to each of the star buttons and press OK. Repeat this step for button 2 by holding the star icon, selecting the feature you like, and selecting OK. You'll need to do this the first time you use the star buttons or whenever you just want to update your favourites. The plus and minus buttons on the right-hand side of the steering wheel will increase or decrease the audio speaker volume, while a long press of the minus button will mute all sound from the speakers. The OK button in the centre controls play or pause of any tracks that you're playing. The arrow buttons either side are dual purpose. The first use is for selecting the next audio track or going back to the previous track that you just listened to. This will also work on the radio to move between any favourites that you've pre-selected. If you hold the next track button down, you can answer an incoming Bluetooth phone call. And if you hold the previous track button down, you can hang up that same call. The final two buttons on the steering wheel are located in the bottom right. The info button, which looks like two overlapping display windows, adjusts the information which is shown in the instrument cluster. And the last button here is the microphone button, which engages the voice control. A short press will bring up the Mazda voice,
right here,
and a long press will trigger the associated voice control system when connected to a compatible smartphone, such as Apple's Siri or the Google Assistant. The Mazda 6e comes with both automatic dusk sensing headlamps and automatic wipers, so as it gets dark or starts to rain, you shouldn't need to take your hands from the wheel. This can be overridden or customised further within the settings menu. All you need to do is select the vehicle centre icon and select light. As you can see, this is already on auto, but you can select turn off, add position lights, low beam, or back to automatic. Just below this, you can see an icon for high beam control. Dependent on the current situation with vehicles around you and current lighting, this will switch from low beam to high beam to give you the ultimate visibility possible. You can still flash as normal using the stalk on the left and pulling towards you and releasing as required. Clicking the menu option below will take you to vehicle settings where all wiper options are available. Again, you can see this is already set to auto, but if you need, you can go to low speed, high speed, off, or back to auto. Another quick way of finding this is is swiping from right to left, where the top two lines show all light options available and wiper options. For convenience, lights and wiper settings can also be set to one of the two star buttons located on the steering wheel. Another quick way of accessing a mist wipe is to single press the silver button on the end of the left-hand stalk. A long press of that button will give you a wash wipe. All of this can also be done by voice. Hey Mazda,
What would you like to do?
set the wiper level to high.
Completed.
For now, we'll switch it back to auto. There's no ignition key or start button in the Mazda 6e. The car turns on automatically and is ready to drive as soon as you sit in the driver's seat with the Mazda key fob or Bluetooth key. All you need to do is press the brake pedal and a ready light will appear on the instrument cluster. Now select a gear by moving the gear selector down for drive or up for reverse. Then, as you press the accelerator, the electronic parking brake will release automatically. There are 3 drive modes for you to choose from normal, to sport, to individual. The current drive mode selected also appears on the right-hand side of the large central infotainment display. The settings can be customised further by going into the menus, and this can be found by selecting the Vehicle Control Centre icon and looking for the driving mode button. Normal is the default setting and is perfect for everyday driving. Pedal response and steering are all relatively gentle. Pressing the Sport button, everything changes. The steering becomes heavier, the acceleration feel becomes stronger, the brake pedal feels firmer, and the brake regeneration level is set to a higher level. Individual is a great feature, as not all manufacturers offer this, and it offers complete tailoring to suit you. As you can see, the power style can be switched from medium to sport, regenerative braking intensity can be changed to suit your needs, and power assist steering mode can be set to your preference. There are some further options available at the bottom of this menu, from switching on and off dynamic stability control, changing auto hold on or off, and adding comfort stop, which is great for the comfort of your passengers as it aids when braking and parking. And these 3 options are available across all 3 drive modes. To activate the parking brake, simply press the brake pedal firmly and tap the button on the end of the gear selector lever. Once you're done, step out. The Mazda 6e turns off and locks the doors automatically when you exit the car. You could use the new large central touchscreen display at any time to access the menus within the system. Or, alternatively, you can use the built-in gesture control or advanced voice control to help keep your hands on the wheel or your eyes on the road ahead. Hey Mazda,
What would you like to do?
set the cabin temperature to 21 degrees.
Adjusted.
At any time, you can swipe down from the top to open the local apps menu, where you can find useful functionality such as phone, radio, and navigation. Additionally, you can click the Vehicle Settings tab, which allows quick access to other functions, such as opening and closing the sunshade on the Takumi Plus trim, or opening and closing the power liftgate. The nice thing about this new Mazda user interface is the menu bar that sits across the bottom of the screen. No matter where you navigate within the system, that menu bar will always remain in place. It's fully customizable, meaning that any icons that you put there will always be where you expect them. There are some key functions, such as heating and ventilation control, which will always remain in the same place. To customize this menu bar, it's as simple as swiping down from the top and hitting the edit button in the top right-hand corner. The icons that can be customized start to shake a bit like a smartphone. To replace these, you press the X icon next to the item you want to change, navigate to find the button you want, and drag it into position. Changing it back is just as simple. Hit the X drag a new icon in place, and hit End. Now this is great for seasonal functionality, such as 6 months of the year when you'd like ventilated seats, and 6 months of the year when you might like heated seats. To go back to the home screen, simply swipe up from the bottom, or press the home icon. Before we move on, how you can see the menu bar across the bottom of the screen is how we would recommend this is set up. Things like mirror folding, mirror adjustment, and where you'd like your air to come from are things that we feel customers may look to use the most. Swiping from right to left will open up the control center, where it gives you quick access to things like turning on and off your headlights, adjusting wiper speed, and other icons that you can see available. Editing these is just as straightforward. Pressing the note icon in the top right hand corner, you can see a number of minus symbols and a number of plus symbols. Simply remove the ones you don't use that frequently and add the ones you might. When you're finished, hit save. Finally, on this screen, you can adjust the screen brightness or turn off the screen completely. To return to the home screen, tap anywhere on the screen, or again, press the home button. Next, we're going to look at pairing your mobile phone, and this is really straightforward once you know how. All you need to do is select the vehicle center icon in the bottom right hand corner and scroll up through the menu bar on the left until you find network. A new set of icons will appear and you'll need to select Bluetooth. The car will then begin to search for any compatible mobile phones. Once you find yours, select the name and a pairing code should appear on the screen. Although the pairing process will differ from phone to phone, you should then receive a pairing code on your phone. Selecting Pair will then complete the process between the two. Also, if you have a compatible iPhone or Android device, the car will ask if you want to use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Selecting Switch on the screen will then enable that new mode. Finally, all you have to do is select Connect on your phone and everything is synced. If you're using a compatible mobile phone and you're making the most of the inbuilt wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, the inbuilt voice control system will quite happily make or take phone calls. If you're in Bluetooth mode, outside of using the Mazda inbuilt voice control system, you can quite easily make a phone call using the center touchscreen display. All you need to do is swipe down from the top to open the apps menu and select the phone icon. From here, you can see previous call history, your contact phone book, and the dialing pad. If you start to type a few digits from a number you know, contacts will appear. Let's give Mazda UK a call. To end the call, simply press the red button. And lastly, on this screen, by pressing More Settings, you can disable or enable data synchronization or adjust any further Bluetooth settings. Once you've finished pairing your mobile phone, or you're just ready to get going, you can place your compatible mobile phone in the air-cooled 50-watt QI wireless phone charger located on the left-hand side of the center console. Alternatively, you can plug your phone into one of the USB-C or USB-A ports in the car located underneath this floating console. And now we're going to look at entertainment, and more specifically playing music through the radio. If it's not one of the icons that you've pre-saved into your menu bar, all you need to do is swipe down from the top to the local app screen and select radio. From here you can see either the FM or the DAB source. You also have some favourites that you may have pre-selected, and you can select up to 20 of these at any time. For now, we're going to select DAB and we're going to select BBC Radio 2. Once this starts playing, all you need to do is hit the heart icon and that will add itself to the favourites folder. Swiping down from the top to take you back into the local application menu, you may have noticed this media icon. Selecting this gives you some extra music options. The local music option would require a USB stick preloaded with files such as MP3 files and that drive plugging into the USB-A or USB-C slot. The Bluetooth music option does require a compatible mobile phone. Once paired, all you need to do is press play and the music will begin. Once the music is playing, the right-hand side of the steering wheel would control track forward, track back, and even pause and resume. You can also do this from the screen. Moving on to navigation, the Mazda 6e's system is very clear, intuitive, and easy to use. It's easily accessible too by swiping down from the top and selecting navigation. Once here, you can click either in the search bar or utilize the Mazda voice control system. Hey Mazda,
I'm here.
navigate to Wembley Stadium.
Got it. Please select one of the following results.
Depending on how much detail you give, you may need to select an option. In this instance, we're going to choose Wembley Stadium.
Okay.
Once the route has been selected, not only does it appear very clearly on that large central display, it also appears on the left-hand side of the 10.2 instrument cluster in front of you and in full view within the large head-up display, making driving and navigation almost effortless. For now, let's finish the guidance by simply pressing End on the screen. When on the navigation homepage, there are some handy icons located towards the top. Navigate to a home address, navigate to a work address, any previously stored favourites, EV charge point locations, and parking areas. For now, let's click into the EV chargers. Not only does it show you the local charge points to your current location, it also shows you charging speeds at each of those and if any are available or being used. Whilst driving, to activate the adaptive cruise control, you simply push the gear selector lever down once more. You can then use the plus and minus buttons we spoke about earlier on the left-hand side of the steering wheel to help regulate your cruising speed. And if you want to adjust the follow distance between you and the vehicle in front, you press the button to the right of the 360 view monitor on a cyclical rotation. To deactivate the adaptive cruise control, you simply push the gear selector up one position or press the brake pedal. Whilst the reversing camera will automatically activate when the vehicle is put into reverse, you can bring up the 360-degree view monitor at any time through multiple ways. The first and easiest is to press the 360-degree view button located on the steering wheel. A single press will bring up the cameras and a second press will close them. You can also do this by Mazda Voice, or alternatively, swipe down from the top into the application center and select 360-degree view monitor. The white dots located on the right-hand side of the screen will bring up different views depending on what you need. Pressing any of the white dots straight away will bring up a split screen, but the dots further to the outside will bring up larger single views of the front, side or rear as required. There's some additional icons along the top of the screen and the car will automatically appear in 2D, however selecting 3D brings up a different type of image that allows you to pan around and look for any obstacles that you may not have previously seen. Next to that is a mirror adjustment icon to allow quick access to adjust your field of view. You then have a settings icon for further customization, and any of these options which are turned on or turned off will remain in place for the next time you reverse. Guidance lines help show you where the vehicle will end up as you start to maneuver. The turn signal triggers will bring up the camera at low speed when you start to indicate. The ultrasonic sensor trigger will bring up the camera if you're likely to hit something, again at slower speeds. If you enable Hill View Assist, this will bring on the front monitor as you go up a gradient of more than 9 degrees, just to help remove any potential blind spots. And finally, we have body transparency. As you maneuver below 20 miles an hour, the car will remember what it's seen below and act as if the vehicle is almost invisible. The 10.2-inch driver information display shows key information including driving speed, the traffic around your car, battery state of charge, and remaining range. On the right is a multi-information display where you can move through different displays by pressing this button on the right-hand side of the steering wheel. Display options include tyre pressures along with passenger occupancy and open door status, the trip meter, energy usage, and the current music being played. The head-up display projects key information including speed, any navigation that's been set, and safety alerts directly into your line of sight. The large head-up display can be fully customised through the central display system. All you need to do is select the vehicle centre icon and look for the ARHUD icon. From here you can see that the brightness can be adjusted, as can the height, to perfectly put the head-up display directly in your line of vision. The contrast mode settings can be switched from standard to snow mode, where any text that would normally appear in white will now appear in blue. Fantastic for those snowy days to help the head-up display stand out. The head-up display mode then has three options of classic, minimal, or custom. Classic shows all information available, where minimal just shows the speed. Custom can be fully tailored to yourself, with everything from navigation display to blind spot monitoring options and an overspeed warning animation. Finally, you can select how long the range appears in your head-up display by selecting 15, 30 or 60 seconds. The Mazda 6e is equipped with dual-zone climate control air conditioning, so it's really straightforward for yourself or your passengers to set their perfect temperature. Located at the bottom centre of the menu bar, which always stays in place, is the climate control button. A long press of this will deactivate the climate control system, and a long press again reactivates it. A short press opens up the menu bar. Pressing sync will match the passenger side temperature with whatever the driver is set to. From here you can flick between eco and normal for air conditioning, and you can also change the fan strength. The car is also equipped with an air purification system which is turned on and off with a simple tap.
You have turned on the air purifier.
Located in the bottom left-hand corner you'll find heated and ventilated seats for the passenger, and bottom right is heated and ventilated settings for the driver. Either of these can be set to the menu bar at the bottom as a quick favourite. If you don't want to use the screen, it can also be done by voice. Hey Mazda,
What would you like to do?
set my driver's seat heating to level 2.
It has been adjusted to the target value.
Swiping again from the top to open the local apps menu, there's another really helpful feature in here called scenario mode. A number of preset functions are made available with a simple tap that just help make life easier day to day. Cabin thermostat is fantastic for if you're just nipping to the shops or picking something up. Using it in normal mode would leave the screen active and the cabin set to the preset temperature. Using it in low power mode deactivates the screen but leaves the cabin at the comfortable level you've set it at. Rest mode is ideal if you wanted to spend a slightly longer period of time inside the car. The car is set up to use as little power as possible, and again has an alarm function if you want to be woken up at a certain time. Relax mode is ideal for if you just wanted to have a quick power nap. The windows would go up, the seat would go into a rest position preset by yourself, a number of white noise options are made available, as is an alarm. Car wash mode or wash mode is the one that I would use the most. It's fantastic for completing a number of functions all with a single press. Everything from turning off the wipers, retracting the spoiler, closing the windows, locking the charge port and deactivating the front and rear parking sensors are all done at once. There's a really nice checklist that appears on the screen, and it even gives you the option of retracting the mirrors or leaving them out. When connected via Bluetooth, privacy mode would stop any phone calls from activating inside the vehicle. No caller information is displayed, and any phone call audio would come through the headrest speakers for maximum privacy. And finally, fresh air mode. This keeps an eye on what's going on inside the cabin, and if the car feels it, would drop the window slightly and turn on the air purification system. Once you're done, simply press home and it will take you back to the home screen. With the Mazda 6e app, you can stay connected to your Mazda 6e wherever you are. Here, you can check the battery level, set charging times, precondition the cabin, and even remotely lock or unlock the doors. The Bluetooth key also allows you to open and close the windows, the liftgate, and use the Find My Car function as found on the physical key. You can also share the Bluetooth key with up to 3 other users as long as they have the Mazda 6e app and an email address. When selecting the temp tile, as well as setting your Mazda 6e's cabin temperature, you can also switch on or off the front windscreen defroster. Also in this menu, you can select the Seat tab and turn on the steering wheel heater, the passenger or driver's ventilated or heated seats, as well as turn everything off. Pressing the battery tile opens the battery settings screen where you can see the current state of charge, charge status and the range. Here you can schedule a start and end time to take advantage of any lower electricity tariffs which might be available. During charging, the remaining charge time is shown and the image becomes animated. You can also schedule battery preheating to occur ahead of any planned journey. Now, let's talk about charging. If you have a wallbox charger at home, simply plug it in by opening the charge port with a simple press and remove the top rubber charging port cover. If you're out on the road and want to make the most of the inbuilt rapid charging system, remove the lower charging port cover to gain full access to the CCS charging system. Use the Mazda charging app or the navigation system built into the car to find all compatible charging stations. The car manages the process automatically, either by charging straight away or based on a scheduled start time that you can set through the Mazda 6e app, or easily on the central display by tapping the vehicle center icon, selecting energy management and scrolling up until you see the scheduled charging section. Turning this on allows you to clearly set a start and end time for charging. Once the car is connected and begins to charge, the cable is locked into the car, so there's no need to worry upon your return. The Mazda charging app gives you access to over 1 million public charging stations across the UK and Europe and provides real-time charging information on charger availability, power levels and transparent pricing. You can also easily start, stop and pay for charging sessions directly within the app, and multiple payment options are available to ensure maximum convenience with no subscription required. And if you're a business user, there's the added convenience of all receipts being found in one place. You can monitor and can control the charging from within the Mazda 6e app, set schedules and even preheat or cool the cabin whilst plugged in. When you're finished, simply unlock the car and this will release the cable. Refit the charging port cover and you're good to go. Accessing the boot is simple. Just press the electric liftgate opener located here. The hazard warning lights will flash once, and after the buzzer sounds, the liftgate will automatically open. To close it again, press the electric liftgate close switch and the process is reversed. Likewise, you can open and close the liftgate from inside the car, but only if you're stationary and the gear selector is in park or neutral. To do this, press the liftgate open symbol from the home screen. The liftgate will then automatically start to open. Within the settings menu, this can be customised even further. Press the vehicle centre icon, vehicle settings, and here you can see open or close liftgate. While inside the car, the liftgate can also be opened and closed using the Mazda voice control. Alternatively, you can use either the Mazda 6e app or the button on the key fob. You can also set the maximum opening height for the liftgate by holding it at the desired height and pressing the liftgate close button for more than 3 seconds. The buzzer will sound once, indicating that the height memory function has been set successfully. You can also set this via the centre display. Tap the vehicle centre icon, vehicle settings, and scroll until you see maximum opening of the liftgate, and adjust the height by simply moving the slider. Perfect if you've got a low garage or a carport. Pulling this bonnet release down by your right knee allows access to a large 72-litre front storage area that's ideal for stowing the charging cable. It has a false floor and a drain plug for simple cleaning if needed, adding to its versatility. It's important to download the My Mazda app, as this is where you can check when it has been 12 months or 12,500 miles and a service will now be due. If more miles are completed within a 12-month period, any Mazda dealership will be more than happy to assist with any interim service requirements. The My Mazda app also allows access to the Mazda Roadside Assistance Programme to request support should the need arise. We can also reach out to you with important information if needed. Although there's not much to check on an electric vehicle, you can still check the essentials like tyres, lights and screen wash as required. For ease, you can see the tyre pressures within the instrument cluster by pressing the info button on the steering wheel. A warning message will also display if there's a concern with any of the lights. It's always good practice to have a visual inspection of your vehicle before any long journey. Swipe across to open the control centre, set lights to dipped, and press the hazard switch. A quick walk around the car will then confirm all lights are working as they should.